my body jeered. "If you're broken, then it'll never be your turn." I changed my pad, chose a super maxi, and waddled out of the bathroom and down the steps to the kitchen. In the hallway, I caught my reflection in the mirror, saw the sadness that now resided in the purple shadows under my eyes. I reached for my face. Zits and wrinkles. There ought to be a law that forbids a 35-year-old from enduring adolescence and aging at the same time. I gave myself a once-over. Gray sweatshirt, flannel pajama bottoms, my hair as matted and drab as wet poodle fur. In the kitchen, another mirror. This one hung by the door so that I could check my face before leaving the house. Today, I lifted it from the wall hanger and placed it face down in the junk drawer. I walked into our kitchen, slipped into Tim's cooking clogs, and bored my toes into the soft wool. Our kitchen was small, a space about the size of the walk-in refrigerator at Harvest, the restaurant that Tim and I owned. The restaurant that had now made Tim nearly famous, and the place from which I'd recently taken a leave of absence, after the depression brought on by infertility had left me ineffective at work, as impossibly flat as a deflated souffle. Tim was pedaling on the stationary bike in the exercise room. I could hear the cranking of the bike through the floorboards, along with Bobby Flay's muffled voice. Tim would click back and forth between the Food Network and CNBC as he put away 20 or so miles. I peered out the window over the sink. Spring showing off its wares. Pink and red tulips, grass greening, shiny leaves cloaking bare limbs. More evidence of the fertile ground all around me. I rinsed and wrung out the sponge to wipe down the countertop. A dusting of flour. Tim must have been baking. Our house was a cozy and quaint Cape Cod, one of a few small houses nestled among grander ones in our Northwest D.C. neighborhood. One of the few houses that was actually occupied by a warm body in the middle of the day. Most of our neighbors were workaholics, lawyers, lobbyists, councilmen, doctors at the various hospitals, Capitol Hill staffers. Professionals who left early and returned late to their brick colonials, faux chateaus, and tutors. Breeders who popped out children like gumballs and then hired a staff of nannies to raise them. Claire, who was never short on opinions, occasionally commented on how someday Tim and I would trade up once the restaurant became profitable. But I was happy in our 1,500-square-foot home, and Tim was too busy to care. The last thing I needed was more square footage to ramble around in. Claire had Maura, my 3-year-old niece, an exceedingly adorable brunette, cuddly, loving, accessible, and warm. Kryptonite for a seemingly barren woman like me. The type of child who brought me to my knees with her peachy little girl skin and watermelon kisses. Claire was an excellent mother, the type who always had a clean tissue in her pocket, a Band-Aid in her purse, and a bag of goldfish crackers in the glove box. She'd been perfecting her mom skills for over 2 decades, the result of having responsibility heaped on her at the early age of 20, when our mother died and she became guardian to me, a defiant 14-year-old. I poured myself a mug of coffee and peeled 3 Tums from their foil wrappers. The artificially flavored orange chalk mixed with the strong French roast actually tasted good, like a hazelnut and Grand Marnier torte that I used to make, and Tim's current pastry chef, Margot, sometimes still did. I padded down the hallway to the baby room. The baby room with no baby. A room painted and wallpapered years earlier, when my naive optimism fueled the false belief that I would be pregnant in no time. I sat on the edge of the bed, let gravity pull me down, and lay curled on my side with my knees pulled toward my chest. I hugged a teddy bear and let the tears flow easily. These days, I was like a faucet. Was it so wrong to want a family? To imagine a Norman Rockwell life where the 3 of us ate dinner around the same table every night, laughing, jockeying for turns to talk, a heated game of Candyland afterward, a marathon reading session before bedtime. "Just one more," our child would beg, crawling over Tim's chest, her hands cupped around his face, while I fluffed her pillows and straightened her comforter, readying her cozy nest for a good night's sleep. Later, as Tim and I curled into each other, we'd laugh over a memory from the night. "God, she's so funny," Tim would say.